As a fan of both newsletters and venture capital, I feel like the space has kind of come up short in recent years in being able to deliver a product that I actually enjoy reading. I was subscribed to Axios through my job for a while, but all that seemed to do was provide quick one-liners about which startups have raised and from who. But I wanted more. I wanted to learn about startups that are currently building and growing. In other words, I wanted to learn what startups are doing, not just what they did. It's around the same time that someone commented on this YouTube channel recommending Bulletpitch, a newsletter that does just that. Bulletpitch provides a weekly newsletter that helps readers access disruptive early-stage startups shaping the next generation. The companies featured are closing early customers, raising their first rounds, and are hard at work building products that will change the way we work and live. And best of all, it does this all in a condensed manner that is straight to the point and respectful of your busy schedule, which I certainly appreciate. So in this video, I'm going to provide a quick overview of Bulletpitch and why I think it is on track to reshape the way startup and venture capital media is done. Let's get into it. So what is Bulletpitch? According to their LinkedIn bio, Bulletpitch is a venture media company that provides access to disruptive early-stage startups. Their newsletter is currently read by thousands of investors, founders, operators, students, and startup enthusiasts across the world. Bulletpitch sends out a newsletter every Tuesday with their latest write-up. They currently focus on companies across all industries around the globe, but they do look for founders who are uniquely positioned to address the problem their company works towards solving. This is a concept in venture known as founder market fit. This is when the founder's skills, experiences, and personal qualities align with what the market needs. Bulletpitch was founded by Brett and Sam, two students at Middlebury College in January of 2022. Since then, the team has grown to include team members focused on growth, tech, and design. But what does their newsletter actually look like? As I mentioned in the intro to this video, the whole concept of Bulletpitch is that it provides the reader all of the information they need in short, succinct bullets. Each newsletter starts out by providing some context around the market that the given week's startup operates in. So for this example, it discussed when the NCAA passed their NIL policy change and what this meant for college athletes. Then they give you a one-sentence overview of the startup with some other bullet points about the services it provides. This is followed by some basic stats like the year the company was founded, the money they've raised, and the company's investors. Also, they sprinkle in app walkthroughs or product images throughout the email to give the reader a better gauge as to what the startup is all about. But I think the most interesting part of the newsletter is the due diligence section. This section breaks down the market and growth opportunities for the industry the startup is operating in, and then also the strategies the startup is using to grow. Also, very importantly, they include what they foresee to be the biggest potential risks facing the company. As alluded to earlier, Bulletpitch also cares about the founding team, so they also share quick profiles about the founders of the company and why they're a great fit. Finally, they also include some comparable startups in the space who are doing similar things and pose some threat to the startup being featured. Another cool thing that they do is include a poll at the end of the email that allows readers to vote and provide their opinion on whether the startup is a winner or not. The results of the poll will be shown on the next newsletter with a quick comment from one of the voters on why they chose their given answer. So that is what Bulletpitch does. It's quite a simple offering, but their execution is immaculate. Some of my favorite startups they featured before they were mainstream include Beli, which is literally used by every 20-something-year-old girl and me here in New York City, as well as Saturday, which is a community and messaging platform I learned about last year at New York City Tech Week. Bulletpitch is a lot of fun for me because as a startup and venture capital enthusiast, it lets me get a glimpse at early stage startups and make a determination for my own on if I believe in them. This is a bit different from when you may read about a startup in Forbes after it has already gotten a multi-billion-dollar valuation. But now that we've discussed what Bulletpitch does, I want to share some of my thoughts on why I think it is such a smart play by Brett and the rest of the team. First things first, exposure. Bulletpitch is providing a look at these startups prior to them becoming mainstream and being covered by TechCrunch, Axios, and Steve Harvey. This means that they can leverage being the first mover in the space. They have found a way to find scarcity in a realistically oversaturated market of newsletters, which brings me to my next point. Because Bulletpitch is now read by thousands of investors at top venture capital firms across the country, companies are vying for that coveted spot in their weekly feature. This means that the team has a lot of deal flow and can be selective with who they choose to feature. This means that the quality or star factor of the startups they do choose to feature are just that much better. I know this firsthand as I was a scout for them this summer, and none of my submissions made the cut. But the reason I think Bulletpitch is reshaping the venture media space is that their features have led to tangible impact. Bulletpitch has already successfully connected investors to a startup's cap table, meaning their feature of a company led that startup to get an investment from a venture capital firm. This is why it is getting very competitive to be the chosen feature, where exposure from TechCrunch may lead to heightened consumer awareness of a startup and general investor impressions. Bulletpitch can capitalize on being much more niche by featuring startups that are still raising investment rounds, making their features much more relevant to venture capital investors. Bulletpitch is also providing their own research into potential risks, founder market fit, and comps, which can be useful to VCs sourcing deals. Bulletpitch is focused on fostering these connections between startups and investors, and is doing it in an entertaining way. Bulletpitch is providing extensive value to both sides of the equation, and I don't have a doubt in my mind that these relationships will compound into something great. So with that said, if you are interested in subscribing to Bulletpitch, the link will be down below in the description. And if this is your first time on my channel, then hey, my name is Galbraith and I am a YouTuber and finance professional here in New York City. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more deep dives into happenings within venture and finance, make sure to subscribe to this channel. And as always, if you have any questions at all, reach out to me on Instagram at Galbraith and connect with me on LinkedIn. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.